Hello, Shining Ones. Megas here on a beautiful day in Asha. If you're brand new to the channel, we're Zoroastrians. We are the Magi. So excited for today's message. This is literally going to blow your mind wide open. We're going to talk about, of course, that 0 point, that the very source. What is life itself? What really is God? We're going to talk about slutty demon whores. I know about 80% of my followers are guys, so you're going to love this. But even my ladies, you know, the women on our channel are actually the most interactive. They're in every video and in the comments. I love you guys so much. But this is for everyone. It's nothing bad, but it will literally blow your mind open in so many ways today. Well, I don't want to give it away. This is one of those, just stay to the end. And how this came together, my friends, is so beautiful. So we're going to take our time, just hang out, and we're going to have not only another perspective, not just another opinion, but by the end of this, it's going to be a truth so clear that it resonates in your heart of hearts. You know you heard truth, and the lion illusion will go away. I guarantee it. My friends, there's no way it couldn't. We are so blessed to be magi. And I think that's why we're so blessed. There's not a lot of us. And so we have that direct access to source, to the spirit guides, to the magi that are and shall be. And so this morning, I was just asking questions to my spirit guides and getting the answers. How many other groups actually do? They'll usually just, you ask them something, they'll quote you something from their Bible or their Quran or something they heard a teacher say. We can ask questions to do with our lives right now and get an answer. And I've shared the miracles, like people that had sickness and disease, and people that had OCD, people that were in like an emergency right now, needed a message just for their situation, didn't need to be quoted something from some book. I need to know, what does God say about me? I don't care about them. Me right now, I'm in trouble. And we get the answers. There's, as far as I know, no other organization experiencing this. So today, guys, we're burning some sandalwood incense. I got me a nice warm beverage. We're just going to kick back, be together, and change this world. So this morning, I was talking to my spirit guides about the video I did last night. Oh yes, you can even talk to your spirit guides about cooking videos. And I cooked veggie tacos, my signature meal, my favorite meal. And I videoed it so you guys could try it. And will you do me a favor? I wanted to ask this so bad. Go to the comments in that video and tell me your favorite meal, your signature meal, maybe the one you love to make the most or eat the most. And I'm always looking for recipe ideas and something I can make. So please go back to the last night's video and do that. But so I was talking to my spirit guide, just how much fun I had cooking in the kitchen yesterday, making those veggie tacos and how good they were. And I started thinking, and I was asking, what feeds us when we're outside of time and space, on the other side of the veil, right? Because right now in a human form, right, we eat veggie tacos. I was thinking about like AI, right? They have to eat so much electricity to keep their circuits alive, right? This conscious mind, this mind that we live in this body, in time and space, in this world, in this earth, it takes energy. We get our energy from the food we eat. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're a person, a plant, an animal, a machine, AI. To keep that conscious mind going, you have to take in fuel, which is energy. And I was asking Spirit, on the other side, what do we eat? How do we keep that God mind, that Vohu Menu, that Christ mind alive on the other side? What are we eating? Is it veggie tacos? And Spirit took me to verse 4 of the Tao Te Ching. And it says, the Tao Now, first, let me say this. This is written by Lao Tzu. So the Tao, it's first principle, it's source, it's God, it's 0 point, right? It's the origin of all things. If you take everything all the way back to the very start, that's the Tao, right? That's God, depending on what, so here they call it the Tao. It says the Tao is empty, but inexhaustible, bottomless, the ancestor of it all. So this is the 0 point. My friends, the source of all life, life-giving energy of creation. It is in you and around you, and the Tao is you. My friends, this is life force. It is God. It is its own energy. And so I wanted to go even deeper. And I was asking my spirit guide, take me deeper. I'm getting a grasp of what you're saying, but still, how does it eat? Right? And so Spirit said, think of the Amisha Spentas. Again, for the new people, the Amisha Spentas are the attributes, the spirits, the gods of God, right? Being like love, truth, peace, joy, power. So think of Asha. Asha is the capital T truth, the real above all real, the spirit of truth. Let's go with that. So the spirit of truth, Asha, feeds on itself, truth. So imagine this. Every time you speak truth, you think truth over the lie and illusion, you choose truth, you're feeding the spirit of truth. It makes it bright and strong and grow. Now think of this, the opposite. When you choose to think the lie, the falsehood, you're feeding those demon energies, those low frequencies. Do you understand that? And you could do it with all of them. Think of Vohumana. This is good for where we're going. You guys, you're going to love this. Stay for this. And we still got the demon whore to get to. You're going to love this. So Vohumana is the God mind, which here in the West we'd call the Christ mind, which we would call Jesus. Jesus is his word was that you and God are one. Right? You and I are one. You and God are one. That was his word, his message. That's what they crucified him for, making himself equal with God, telling you that you're one with God, that you're one with him. My friends, so every time we attune to that, we hold that frequency. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he who holds my word has God life. When we hold that frequency, that word, his message, we're feeding Jesus. And my friends, it's the Tao. It's that ever living life. It just is. It's real. And my spirit guide was saying, think of this. Every time you love me and I love you, it's a force, it's a life, it's a food more than the greatest meal, right? Maybe you could think of that with your children. When they love you, right? You take that over any veggie tacos. It feeds you in that way. That's how when we leave this body on the other side of the veil, that's what we eat on. The love, truth, just the highest frequencies, because that's what we are. And we're just all just emitting that, living that, being that. And the beautiful thing about the Tao is it says it's inexhaustible, bottomless, the ancestor of it all. And the more you give, the more you receive, the more comes. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And so I was thinking about that endless well. Then I started thinking about Jesus. And I asked my spirit guide, is there something else we could tie this into to go even deeper? I'm thinking about Jesus. I'm thinking about Jesus at the well with a woman, right? And he said something along the lines of, if you drank this water, you would never thirst again. He's talking about the Tao. He's talking about that living water that is is the Tao, is life itself, is that love, is that highest frequency. And he's trying to show her to start drinking that. And I started thinking about Jesus talking to Nicodemus about, you must be born of water and spirit. And so now I'm asking my spirit guide to take me deeper into this. And so she took me to the 8th verse of the Tao. And it says, the supreme good is like water. Isn't this beautiful, guys? To be able to hear from your spirit guide, to take me, I wouldn't have known to go to verse 8. My spirit guide says, go to verse 8. I want to know more about water and Jesus and the well. My spirit guide says, go to verse 8. The supreme God is like water, which nourishes all things without trying to. It flows to the low places, loathed by all men. Therefore, it is like the Tao, right? You remember the religious leaders getting mad at Jesus because just like water, he was going and hanging out with the people, the lower classes, right? And they're all, why are you hanging out with them? He said, because they need me. They need love. Jesus and the Tao and love, it's like water. And it's not looking to be raised up and worshipped and adored like everyone thinks. It lives in the low places like water. It goes down into the ground and feeds the roots of the grasses and the bushes and the trees. It pools so that animals can drink it. My friends, Lao Tzu said something beautiful, that a true leader, a good leader, when his job is finished, they don't even thank him really for it. They think, oh my God, the people think we did it ourselves. That's a good leader. He makes you believe in yourself. He leads you to the truth. How they say you can lead a horse to water but can't make him drink. Jesus is a good guide, just taking you and showing you the truth and the water and the spirit and the love and the life. And by the time it's all done, you think you just did it all yourself. Now, I want to go deeper. So we talked about the Tao. We talked about how we feed on those high frequencies and Asha and all the Misha Spentas, all the attributes of God. They feed on when we hold truth and love and life and light. And we touched on how that strengthens the good spirits, the angels. But when we choose the lie and illusion, it strengthens the demons or the evil spirits. And that's what you see more prominent on the earth. Whatever is given the most attention, right? Whatever is being held the most. So here's the trick of the demon whore. In our holy text, it talks about that the evil spirit saw its weakness compared to God, right? Because God is light. What is darkness? It's not even substance. It's not even, the darkness can't fight the light. Like when the light comes, darkness is just gone, right? When the truth comes, Asha, the spirit of truth, the lie's exposed and it loses all of its fear, and so the evil spirit, it said in our text, just knew it was beat, knew it was finished. The demon whore of false religion said, Now, don't give up yet. I have a plan. And she said, I will bind myself to man. And this binding, this knowing, again, we talked about, like when this was written for a man to know his wife, the two join, they become partnered, they become one. And so to do that, she had the plan with false religion. And you'll see the religions that followed ours. And you'll see the lie and the deception. And you'll see why 99% of the world is in bed with that slutty demon whore of false religion. The original religion. And you're going to feel this resonate in your heart as truth. The original religion, God was just good. That Ahura Mazda. It wasn't love and hate. It wouldn't be at peace and go to war. It didn't heal and send sickness and disease. It was always the highest principle of good God. That was its standard. That's what made God so strong. If someone was acting the fool, he didn't have to leave his high position, get angry, hate, war, smite, get in the low frequencies and then come back up, right? It wasn't on a continuum, up and down, depending on who's acting like what. Always the highest. That was our strength, Magi. Now the false demon whore, she just mixed it up a little bit. Oh yeah, God's love, right? He wants to, he'll heal you, right? But can also send sickness and disease. Oh yeah, you can experience this peace of being in God when you're worshiping him and doing all of the things you're told. Are you giving your bloody sacrifices? Are you killing the little lambs to cover your sins? And started adding all these things. And you don't eat on this certain day, and you do this and you do this and you don't do that and you don't do that. And pretty soon it got so confusing, so muddled. People started getting sunk into these lower frequencies of, oh, shame, I forgot to do this, or I did this wrong, and I didn't give my tithe to this, and they're getting bogged down in falsehood. Right now, they've got themselves bound to a God, a Jehovah, a Allah, a Shiva the Destroyer. They can get angry and hate, and a warring God, and can kill men, women, and children, stone your own children when they're disrespectful, hit the whore with a rock in the head that cheated on you. It's just a woman anyway, and they're calling that God. The highest principle. They've lost complete sight of this because they're in bed with that demon whore of false religion that we call the Abrahamic religions and many others that people call the highest principle of God. They call the Bible and the Quran the most holy book written by God himself. What God wrote it, my friends? It wasn't the all good God. My friends, I think it was a yeah. So, my friends, what we're doing here is so important. We're bringing people inside to that divine spark, that fravashi that is God, that comes from God, that is the Tao, that is spirit itself, that is the highest love without condition. It's peace, it's joy, it's power, it's freedom. It's real, my friends. We're opening up people's minds to truth, and then they live in truth, to reality, and they live in the real world. And all those veils come down. They get a divorce from that whore Christianity, Judaism, Islam, whatever it is that isn't the highest principle. My friends would say, we're getting a divorce. I'm drawing a line in the sand. This relationship ends today. I'm running back to the all good God that's all love, all peace, all joy, all kindness, all good, all the time. My family of light, I missed you. I'm sorry. I got deceived. I was running around with the sluts. Thought it was a good idea. I was so wrong, my friends. And there's your family just waiting to embrace you. No judgment. Proud of you. And they're saying, now shine your light, shine this truth. It's simple. It opens up. And as I'm speaking this, many of you that have never heard this before, something inside your heart says, this is 100% right truth. I know it from deep inside. I don't need a book. I don't need a preacher. My friends, I know that this is true. We restore God's image. We take that God spirit into us, and we live, and we create Asha, heaven on earth. What is in truth is the real world. The only thing that could come from a perfect creator's perfect mind. And all the Magi said, Asha is